Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. It is that time of the week. It is Thursday, which means we are doing a Thursday night throwdown. Tonight, we're going to do something a little bit unique. There's only a handful of offerings in this category currently that I am aware of, and that is a malted rye whiskey. So we're familiar with rye whiskeys, and usually in America, even a straight rye whiskey, it has to be by law 51% minimum rye whiskey, rye grain. But most of them, the most famous, right, the Bullets and some of those in the world, the 95% rye, 5% malted barley. But both of these are 100% rye offerings, but not just rye, malted rye. Usually, we only see malt within the barley community. Malted barley, a single malt scotch, American single malt. And even in the mash bills of our bourbons, we have that little bit typically of malted barley. Well, the malting is simply the process of taking that grain, steam, releasing it to just before germination, and then stopping it before they take it to the mill and then get it into the full process. These two offerings here are malted rye. So they're taking the rye grain and they're doing the malting process, which we most commonly know in barley. So let's see what we got. We've got glass 1 and glass 2. This is the Basil Hayden malted rye. Again, unfortunately, like every Basil Hayden product, it is only at 80 proof, but it is a 100% malted rye mash bill. So we'll give that guy in there a little pour. I do not believe this one gives me a... I don't think the Basil Hayden gives me an age statement. Then this is the new Riff malted rye. This is 6 years old, and it is actually bottled in bond, and it's 100 proof, but it is a 100% malted rye. So, a little bit old, well, presumably a little bit older than the Basil Hayden. Definitely a little bit more proof, being 100 proof compared to the 80. But we'll see if that proof point does anything for us. We'll see if we can. It's very noticeable. It could be, but we're going to try to go on full advantage of flavor, mouthfeel, things of that nature, and getting what we want out of this throwdown. So I've obviously had both of these, but it has been a minute. So what I'm looking for when I think of a rye, I think of those notes of baking spice, right? Cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, anise, mint, dill, things of that nature, somewhere in that playground. Not all of those at one time. I think of those warm baking spices. When I think of malting, the malting process, now especially with malted barley, but when I think of malting, I think of that release, that heat, that smokiness, and I get this earthy kind of note. And then also a lot of times some cocoa, a little bit of chocolate kind of, cocoa nib, things of that nature. Now, we'll see. That's where my mind kind of goes on these guys. When I hear the description, that's where I'm going to lead to. So let's get into it and see. First thing we're going to do, both got nice oils going. One of these, I forget which one explicitly said it. Non-chill filtered. The new Riff is definitely non-chill filtered. This one does not specify on the Basil Hayden. So let's go to the nose. Definitely rye. I definitely get those rye spice notes. I get, there's that baking note. There is some citrus element there. There is a little bit of that earthy kind of note. It's definitely I would pick this as being a rye whiskey. It's got those characteristics. All right, this one here, much more subtle on the nose. You still pick up some of those rye spices, baking spice. I do actually get on this one a little bit more of, like they say, that soft cocoa nib kind of aroma. Little earthiness there. This has got more of the rye baking spice note. This has got a more of a subtle, softer nose with some of those cocoa notes. Let's go in and see what the palate has. Definitely rye spice heavy. It's got a pretty good mouthfeel. Oils linger in there a bit. It builds, it grows. And when I say it's got dominant rye spice, it does, but it's not one of those like, oh, just gonna punch you in the face, punch you in the space with those rye spices. They're definitely there. It's definitely prominent. This is definitely a rye, not a bourbon, but it's not going to just punch you with that spiciness. It's actually really nice, really approachable. Now, whichever one this is, at most it's 100 proof, which is a great proof. I love 100 proof. I wish 100 proof was the minimum, but 100 proof is a great proof. But this is definitely not hot, definitely not overpowering. It's nice. All right, let's get into the next one. All right. Same thing with the palate. It's softer. Does have those nice cocoa notes. It really does have a very nice kind of chocolatey cocoa note to it, which really just helps magnify the flavor profile while kind of balancing out the baking spice. So think of, baking a rye bread, but a sweet rye bread, and then you throw some like cocoa chips in it, something of that nature. It's got nice legs on it. It's very nice, very approachable for the non-rye drinker. This one may be a little bit more approachable than this one. This one's not overpowering by any means with the baking spice, but it is definitely more rye forward than this one. This one has a little bit more of those sweet notes with some of that, again, that cocoa, even a hint of honey as it kind of lingers on the palate. Now, I think I know which is which based on the mouthfeel and the way they're presenting. But again, this isn't a game in which if I can decide which one is which, excuse me, it's really about which one do I think, excuse me, hiccup there all of a sudden, tastes the best in this moment. So with that, I'm going to go back in one more time the other direction. We'll make a decision. Little grassiness there as well. It's light, but it is full flavored. Regardless of which one it is, even if it's the 80 or the 100 proof, I'd love to see this in about 115 proof just to see those flavors magnify because it does have loads of flavor. Let's see this one more time. Oh, nice legs there too now. This is tough because here's what I'm going to tell you what I think it is. Pretty sure this is the new riff. It's just got a little bit more oomph to it, and I think that has to do with the 20-point proof difference. 80 to 100 is pretty significant. So I think this is the new riff. I think this is the Basil Hayden. This is delicious. This is, I would say, 8 or 9 times out of 10 more my profile. Stronger rye, more full-bodied, and it just hits and checks the boxes. But there's something about this one today, even though it's got a little bit of a lighter note to it, the flavors that are there, which is why I would love to see it in higher proof, the flavors that are there, the little bit of those baking spices mixed in with a little bit of grassy, earthy note. We get that cocoa kind of essence with a little sweetening of honey in there as well. It really has magnificent flavor. And so my heart always wants to go to what I feel has got the most body, meaning proof typically. But this one really tastes really nice. And it's light, it's easy, but I think the flavor is there. So I'm going to go with this one today. In a close battle that, again, 9 out of 10 times, this one may win just because it's got more oomph to it. But today, I just really am enjoying the nuance and the multi-layered flavor of this guy right here. So, okay, I was correct. And that's kind of what I figured. I love proof whore. It's all the good stuff. 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10, I'm always going to choose a higher proof whiskey. But once in a while, one that has a lower proof can be, and I've said all along about Basil Hayden for all of their entire lineup, just their bourbon, their 10-year, all of their offerings. I really enjoy their flavor. I like the high rye bourbon, even mash bill, and regular Basil Hayden. I love what they do, but even the 10-year is 80 proof, and that is frustrating on the consumer side. I wish they would offer something a little bit more. But it is what it is. I also love everything that New Riff is doing. Their stuff is phenomenal. But today, the flavor profiles in that are just really, really, really nice. It's a good pour. And if you can find this, I remember I've got a couple bottles of this. When this hit the market last year, 2 years ago, I don't know that I see it a lot. I don't think it was a limited release, but I would definitely look for the malted rye and add it to your collection. It is a fantastic pour. It's easy. It's light. 80 proof. We can talk about the negatives, but the positives are it is a flavor bomb. It builds, it grows, it's multifaceted, and it is a delicious pour. So that's my winner. Thursday night throwdown, we've got the Basil Hayden Malted Rye. Absolutely a delicious pour. Until next time, let me know if there's any battles you want to see. We'll try to hook those up. We'll see you next time. Cheers.